Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Chocolate Collection by Cuccio for Fall 2020. These are available right now at HB Beauty Bar, so in the description box below I will link the Cuccio site and Instagram, the HB Beauty Bar site and Instagram, and then my Instagram where you can see more swatches of everything from today's video. So we do have 8 new polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have You Latte, and this is described as a warm latte cream. So here's our first coat of You Latte. This one covers really well here on this first coat considering it's the lightest shade in the collection. It is a little bit patchy and streaky here though, so I am going to go in for a second coat. Formula on this is wonderful, not too thick or too thin, very smooth and easy to apply, and their wide flat bill brushes does make it really easy to get close to your cuticle without flooding it. So this is completely opaque in 2 coats. This will dry nice and glossy all on its own, but I would recommend top coat still. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Caramel Kisses, and this is described as a toasted caramel cream. Here's our first coat of Caramel Kisses. This one also covers really well here on this first coat, almost a 1 coater, but I can still make up my nail line if I look close enough, so I am doing 2 coats today. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 coats of everything today, regardless if they are completely opaque or not. So here is our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2. This one also dries glossy all on its own. I also didn't have any kind of running, pooling, or staining with this one. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have SemiSweet On You, and this is described as a warm pinkish nude cream. Here's our first coat of SemiSweet On You. This one also covers really well in the first coat. It does have some patching and streaking though, so 2 coats is definitely required for this one. I think this one in particular is one of those universally flattering nude shades. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. I think it's going to be a nice neutral on everybody. So this is completely opaque in 2 coats, and just like the rest of the creams, this will dry it nice and glossy all on its own. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Hot Chocolate Cold Days, and this is described as a warm chocolate milk cream. Here's our first coat of Hot Chocolate Cold Days. This one is super opaque, super pigmented. If I went in thicker, I would definitely call this one a 1 coater, but I was working in super thin coats on this day. Formula is again excellent, not too thick or too thin. So here's our second coat, and it was so close on 1, it definitely covers in 2. Again, this will dry nice and glossy all on its own. I didn't have any kind of running, pooling, or staining on this one either, even though it is so pigmented. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Smore Please, and this is described as a milk chocolate cream. Here's our first coat of Smore Please. This one has a lot of pigment, but it does have some issues with streaking and uneven spots. So I am going to go ahead and do a second coat of this one today, but spoiler alert, it went from 0 to 100 real quick on 1 and 2 coats. It's a world of a difference, and it really shocked me. So here is that second coat, and that is completely opaque and completely even. Just like the rest of the creams, this one's going to dry nice and glossy all on its own, and I didn't have any kind of running, pooling, or staining. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Fudge, and this is described as a dark, decadent chocolate cream. Here's our first coat of Fudge. This one is much like Smore Please, the last one we just looked at, where between 1 and 2 coats it's a world of a difference. Here it looks very sheer and pretty patchy and streaky, but on the second coat it built up to full opacity. This one does have more cool undertones as far as a brown goes, so bear that in mind. Here is our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. Once again, we're going to dry down nice and glossy on this one. I would still recommend a top coat. Even if they dry super glossy, it'll help keep your manicure lasting. So there's 2 coats. Up next we have Getting Into Truffle, and this is described as a deep wine with a gold shimmer. Here's our first coat of Getting Into Truffle. This one is very opaque here on this first coat, virtually a one coater. Again, if I went in a little bit thicker on this one, I would definitely be able to get this one opaque in just one coat, but I am working again nice and thin today. Formula is also excellent, no running, pooling, or staining. You will want top coat. This one does dry a little bit on the dull side. Nothing's going to dry textured, but removal does get a little bit messy. These little flakes tend to want to stick to your nail, or to your skin. So there's 2 coats. And lastly for today we have Brownie Points, and this is described as a rich brown with a gold shimmer. And here's our first coat of Brownie Points. This one is just like Getting Into Truffle, very opaque here on this first coat. Again, if I went in a little bit thicker, I would definitely be able to get this one opaque in one, but I'm going in for 2 super thin coats today. This one, just like Getting Into Truffle, will dry on the dull side, so I would recommend a top coat just to give that nice plump finished look to your nail. So here is that second coat, and that does cover completely in 2, even though it was virtually opaque in 1. Again, nothing in this is going to dry textured, and removal won't be like a glitter, but these flakes do want to stick to skin, so there's 2 coats. My favorite of the collection is Getting Into Truffle. This is such a beautiful wine shade. It's got this gorgeous gold fleck to it. It has a stunning formula, easy 2-coater, very smooth formula to work with. I do appreciate a good cream, but this one definitely stood out to me as like a festive kind of holiday thing. So Getting Into Truffle was my favorite. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this collection. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.